Hello, so let's say you are a rigging artist. You are given a character and you need to rig it properly and skin it properly. You have all of these joints, you skin them, and then you look at this and it's like, it's like okay, but as always, skinning has its issues. That's not how that's not how anatomy works usually, right? That's not how it works. I can hide everything. You can just look at the body. The bones probably don't work like this. It needs to be, the clavicle needs to extend, and the pecs need to follow the arm bone. It can be especially seen here. When you move these. That's not what's supposed to happen. What is supposed to happen is like, you should have muscles that contract these, and especially with the, let's say with the hands, when you let's try this. Just a second here. You can select all of the hand bones, and it looks okay, but I mean, I can also hide the rig. But look at this, like, it's not really, they have these clashing meshes, right? That's not nice. So what can we do? What can we do to skin this better? To have realistic, accurate simulations, just that are based on more or less anatomy. Here's what we can do. We can take the rig and we can add the extreme poses, keyframe the extreme poses. For example, when the arms are raised. Yes, and then we can save all of these files as OBJs. So we can export this selection, save it as bakes, no, not bakes. Save it as, just give me a second. Save it as Blendshapes, OBJ export. Let's say this is, for example, I already have all of the Blendshapes. This is the arms raised OBJ. Yes, beautiful. Right, and we can do it for all of the extreme poses where there might be issues, where you don't like what it does. For example, here, right? Not good. Also the fingers, etc, 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 all of the extreme poses. So the next thing we can do is we can open all of these blend shapes up in ZBrush and fix them. So now back here in ZBrush, what we can do is we can, let's see, just a second, import, and we can import, for example, what the blend shape was, arms raised.obj. Right, we have something like this. Oh, bad deformations. No, horrible, right? And we can start fixing it with all of the ZBrush tools that we know and love. It's like manual skinning almost. We can blend this, and we can raise these muscles and do all of that beautiful stuff that would actually happen if we didn't have the skinning issues, etc. And when we are finished, we might have something like this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna add a layer and arm raised fix. Right, so this would be the fixed blend shape without the measures. Let me show you. This is the original one. This is the fix. Look at how the deltoids get pushed, the pecs, etc, etc, etc. So now we export this as arms raised fixed. And we can go back to Maya. So yeah, you're back in Maya, and you will import all of your blend shapes to the animation, like this. See how this blend shape fixes the issues for the biceps, for example. The biceps contract a bit, and you know what else happens, you know, the triceps get a bit smaller, etc, etc. And when you have all of these blend shapes with all of these animations, eventually you export this thing as an alembic file, right? You go to cache, so you have to have all of these blend shapes fixed here. Right now I do not have them. I only added this one blend shape just for demonstration, but if you have all of these blend shapes added to the right positions, you go to cache, alembic cache, export selection to alembic, and you save this alembic file, and the result that you get from this alembic file, let's go and import this cache, alembic cache, import alembic, alembic training ABC, I think that's the right one. Right, let's hide all of these. So this is the alembic file with all of the fixes made. It's something like this. Let's add this position as a see. Look how these are all fixed, these anatomical issues. So now this is really slow. This is not rig, right? It's just rig data, like scanning data that AI will use, the Ziva AI will use as its information for stuff. Look at this area, for example. This is a bit better. I couldn't get it like perfect, but you can still see how the muscles like contract a bit better compared to what it was before. Let me see what it was before. Before it looks like this, you know, these are flattened, but now it looks more like, yeah, just a bit better. You can see how the muscles. Alright, so the next thing you can do when you have the alembic and you have all of the blend shapes, you can go back to your main rig, right? And you can, this is the main rig, main rig mesh, and you will select the bones with control click, and you will export it, export selection, export selection, let's see, and you will export it as FBX. Right, new Ziva, and I usually use the Autodesk Media and Entertainment preset for it. We will need things that we will need include these inputs, right? Make sure you have both of these selected, include these inputs. Animation, we do not need animation, and let's say I save it as body training FBX. Right now I won't save it. The next thing you do is to select only the body, only the bones, only the rig, or the animation you have here, right? And you select it, and you select hierarchy. Make sure all of the bones are selected here that you have, and you export it again, export selection. This time I will leave these out, but also, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna first I'm gonna select FBX export, and I'm gonna use the Autodesk Motion Builder preset, and I'm gonna still remove all of these, and I'm gonna save this as animtraining.fbx. Right? So next step, let's go to the Ziva training tool. Now we are here in the ZRT trainer. Load the FBX. I already have the right place to load the body training.fbx. It's important. The body training, the one with the mesh, right? Body training.fbx. Loaded. It loaded all of the joints. Good. Next thing, I'm gonna load the training data. Load animation of skeleton. Extra parameters fbx. Animation training.fbx. I'm gonna open it. It opened it. I can scrub through the timeline, right? I can click here, show skinned, so I can see, yeah, this is the basic skinned one that doesn't have the corrections. Look at this, right? Doesn't look good. Next thing we can do, we can load animation of mesh scalars. Yes. And we will choose the alembic training, the one with all of the fixes, the baked out fixes, right? And we can see if it loaded in. We can unselect the show skinned. We have the show ABC here. And look at these fixes. Right? Look how the apps contract. This is all sculpted data in ZBrush. Same thing here, right? We can flip between the original and the fixed one. This is the original one. This is the fixed one. I can also show you the hand data. Toggle. This is the original one. Look how these polygons clash again. This is the fixed one. And also for the arms extend, you can see how I sculpted in these tendons and these wrinkles. This is the original one, the smooth, this area, and now this is the sculpted one with all of these nice tendons. I tried to add some wrinkles. Keep in mind that this, you can also use normal map data. Normal. I think these are called wrinkle maps. These are like blended normal maps. I can make a tutorial if you guys want it, are interested in stuff like this. So next thing you can do, you have all the data in. You can go to patches. No, first, yeah, patches. Generate from vertex positions and impact maps. I will leave the settings as is. Click OK. Let's see what happens. Let's wait a bit. Patch map generated. Number of patches 54. Next thing you do, you train. Again, I'll just leave it the same. Boom. Now it generates a rig. That is takes the skin from the baked mesh and adds it to our mesh. We can now see the ZRT file. The ZRT file is a file that is like the Ziva rig. Now this is a rigged and skinned mesh actually now. So let's see, we can see this is the original one. This is the ZRT file. that has taken the data from the sculpted mesh. Look how these muscles deform properly now, or at least like nicely. Same here, I can, you know, original one. Look at these areas, bad, bad, bad. Trained one. Right. Next thing. Wait. Sometimes it has bad deformation. Right here. It didn't fix it, right? So we need more data. And yeah, that's it. I can show you also like the arms raised. Oh, these are nice. Look at that. This was the original one. This is the fixed one. That's how muscles should more or less deform. Okay, so now save the ZRT file. Save it as EJ Ziva rig, Earthworm Gym Ziva rig. Save it. Yes, I do want to replace it. Okay. And we will go back to Maya. So now we come back to Maya. And I have imported back my rig with all of the bones, with all of the bad, horrible deformations that we had. Let's see what we have here. Wait. Right. All of these like weird deformations. Let's see, do we have any? Yeah, we have a skin cluster. I think we also have the animations here, but yeah, we don't really need the animations. So the next thing we do is we can import the Ziva rig. And how do we do that? We first click the bone root, then click the mesh, and we have this code you can see here, commands.zrt player, and then the path to the Ziva rig that we had. You can also make like a script for it if you want to select it in a GUI, for example. Like I can also do it if anyone wants me to execute it. Now let's see. Did it import? How can we see it? We have under inputs, we have ZRT player 1, ZRT solver loader, enable on, and let's see. This is how the magic happens. We have real-time rig with good deformations, man. Look at this. We have good deformations. Enable, off. This is the original one. This is the Ziva rig. Wow, man. So let's see, did the biceps work? Let's see. We probably need more data. But overall, let's see if what else was crucial. Let's see the hands, for example. Did it get the hand deformations? And this is lightweight, by the way. This is like a few megabytes of data. So muscle deformation data, however you make it. You can use Blendshapes, you can use the Houdini muscle simulation. Oh my god, look at that. ZRT player. Enable on. Right? Look at how the fingers are better, man. Let's see. You can see the tendons even, like. Let's see if we can see all of the tendons. Yeah, see, look at that. I think we can. if we hide the skeleton. Enable off, disabled it, enabled it. So the more data we have, and usually we get this data from realistic muscle simulation, not blend shape deformations, but using blend shape deformations is one way that sculptors can use this thing. I found out there's not much information about it, not many tutorials, you know. There's a lot of great documentation. Let's see this one if we go back. Yeah, look at this. Fixed. Absolutely fixed. Beautiful, man. Not perfect, since we don't have the real, like, you know, muscle simulation data. This is all fairly lazily sculpted blend shapes, but still. So yeah, if anyone is interested, let me know. I can make more guides. I can also show you how to get the actual Ziva data, Ziva muscle simulation, Ziva VFX data, to work with this. That's it.